In terms of the transfer portal with the tampering, the Duke quarterback that Turner mentioned, Duke is suing the quarterback. And I think the problem lies within the agency. The agencies here, and people have talked about this. Anybody can put agent on their bio and go out there and consult an 18 to 20 or 22-year-old college kid on where to go, what coach to follow, or what money you might be able to obtain. And it's just completely fabricated and false information with no creditable resources. And so that's a major, major problem. I think that's why there's been such an influence on, without all the rules and regulations and the lawlessness within the transfer portal, to basically encourage these kids who can't make decisions for themselves. We've been 18 to 21 years old before. We don't really know what the hell's going on. Especially with NIL. I've talked to parents when it first came out through work and stuff like that. This guy's a 6'5", labeled as a 4-star guy out of Anderson Shiro, some tackle, and they're giving him all this money for NIL, and the parents are freaking out, going, I don't know what to do with my kid with $850,000. Like, what's the best deal? I don't know if he's going to play there. This, that, and the other. And so I think there's a real worry with the parents, and the agents don't give a flying shit because they're representing themselves almost like an individual streamer. Like it's like the streamers of college athletics is what it is. It's like these guys are going to go in and they're going to tell you that a video game is good or not because they had a bad experience or a good experience. And the agents are doing the exact same thing, going, well, we're individual guys out here. We want to make our bang of the buck. We're going to represent this 4-star and that 5-star because, well, I don't know, the high school is 5 yards down the street and I've been selling weed for the past 6 weeks. So maybe I could put agent on my bio on Twitter. I like to comment on there about the Philadelphia Eagles. And so I'll represent this kid and tell him we can get $3.5 million at LSU when in fact there was no effing deal from LSU. So that's the big issue with the transfer portal, in my opinion, and where it all kind of, there's layers, obviously. There's about a dozen layers. But I think that's where it kind of all stimulates from, is it's lawless. And these agents are the primary issue. So, I mean, who the hell are they? When are you going to, like, when you look at the NFL, people's agents. When Michael Parsons was negotiating his deal with Jerry Jones, people knew the agent's name. They had the agent on ESPN talking about it. The translation, who the agent, you can look it up on Google, who the agent represents, who he used to represent, the historical data. With agents in college football transfer portal, there's none of that. There's zero of that. And so, and these kids are just taken upon, they can't trust their parents because their parents have never experienced before. They're all guinea pigs. So,
well, look at Nico Imaliava. His dad was just like, oh, hey, well, I think we get more money somewhere else instead of Tennessee, when he was already getting paid like the $4 million there. Then he went to go to the transfer portal, and then he ended up at UCLA and got like a huge pay cut. And even, like you said, even the parents don't even know what to do with the money.
He lost $1 million transferring to UCLA.
Yeah, you're just like, dude, like, to have the parents represent you when the parents doesn't even know, like, one, financial literacy, what to do with the money that you when you have it, and this financial situation you're currently in. You're looking at the market, like, you really need a higher professional for it. In all reality, do you really think there's going to be a higher professional for as many as the college athletes are in the transfer portal now versus the NFL? No. You're going to focus on the NFL because that's where the money is, and they're going to get paid for it at the same time. Like, when you have representation like that in the college level, they're going to want a stake of the money they're getting too. And a lot of the college kids are like, well, no, it's my money. It's just going to be a whole lot of things that's just, I don't understand it. I don't get it. So I just wanted to put that comment out there. It's just, I thought that was interesting.
And then they got NIL in high school. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Nope, didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
Texas. I just looked it
up.
up.
I had no idea.
Texas it was anybody younger than 16 can't sign an NIL deal with anybody, and then they can't receive the money until they graduate or enroll into that school. So LSU can go to, Geyer and offer the next quarterback there $3 million, and he can accept, from what I'm reading, he can accept it at 17, but he can't receive the money until he's graduated.
And at LSU campus?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Turner.
No, I was just going to say, like, I don't even know how to, like, there's kids in high school getting this kind of money too. Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, it's like let's see, in Texas. It was,
Yeah.
I was just reading it. It was athletes can sign NIL deals for now, but generally cannot receive the compensation until they graduate or enroll in college,
Okay.
thanks to UIL rules and state law. It really doesn't say anything. UIL allows students or older to sign NIL deals with post-secondary institutions, colleges, but they cannot receive funds until they're in college.
That's crazy. And, I'm looking it up here as we're going along, just about, is there in the NFL, there's a players union. And so the players union is categorized by position. So there's a running back, there's a quarterback, and all that kind of stuff. And this is what determines the market. It's also helped by certified NFLPA authorized agents who are now eligible to represent college football players, from what I'm reading. But the running back players union this past 2 years or whatever, I remember when Tony Pollard or something like that was about to get paid, they always say projected 12 million or whatever number it is. And that's because the NFLPA and the players union, within that position, they have estimated that this is what their market price is. It's like meat. It's like a meat market. The market price for a quarterback who's MVP caliber, made it to the playoffs, has a winning record, and it's his first contract extension, 4 years, 60 million. It's like, okay, yeah, we're getting about, or probably way more than that. 4 years, whatever's 50 million a year, so 200 million. Yeah. So 4 years, $200 million, so 50 million a year. It's okay. That's the baseline for a quarterback, is 50 million or more, because that's the market price. Running back's the same thing. So, but this categorizes them according to, wait for it, a salary cap. A salary cap is negotiated. The NFL is one of the only professional leagues that utilizes the salary cap and shares the revenue, I believe. So, like, the MLB doesn't have it. That's going to be a disaster. The MLB is going to be a disaster. If you look at the payroll, they're going to be pushing for a salary cap because they just paid Kyle Tucker like $70 million a year. The Dodgers, they acquire everybody. If it's not the Dodgers, and it's the Yankees. Well, there's no salary cap in baseball. So the Dodgers spent more on 2 players than 10 other MLB teams spent on their entire roster for the year. 2 players. That's insane. So, that's a lot like college football. Who's going to be except there's a regulation on how much a budget is, 22 million. It's not even counting third parties. You see how complex this is getting? So the college football needs a salary cap, and I think the salary caps and the contracts need to be according to the academic calendar. Therefore, what Ryan said, there's got to be some loyalty involved. You can't go to 4 different schools in 4 years like TJ Finley, like we always joke about. You can't do that.
It's our boy.
So, exactly. So it needs to be, red shirt needs to be re-identified into your rookie contract, your freshman contract, to where, yeah, if you're going to redshirt, you have to stay until your freshman year or whatever. And it's all categorized by academic eligibility. When you are classified as a sophomore, you're able to transfer. When you're classified as a junior, you're able to transfer. And then you're renegotiating your deals, and you're obligated to stay within a certain time frame. And what does that coincide with? What Turner said, the summer. The summer is probably the perfect time to do maybe even a second window for the transfer portal for guys that are, there needs to be an eligibility in the winter, an eligibility in the summer, and eligibility late in the winter and summer. That's it.
Yeah.
God, that's so complicated.
Just to go back
early in the winter.
To go back to that high school thing, it says Texas high school athletes can secure the NIL future. I've already said this, but they can't receive it. Unlike some other states where immediate compensation might be possible. So a kid in high school might be able to get this is other than Texas, that they might be able to receive that money without actually going to college.
So probably the liberal states.
Probably California.
Too soon?
Yeah, the North.
Yeah, the North. Well, and I don't want to hold us up from going to other stuff, but like, I've said this so many times. Where did the rule go where if you transfer, you sit out a year?
When you never said that.
Consequence. Like, where did that go? Like, our brother Austin had to do it. Like, where did that rule go? Like, just out the door? Just throw it?
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
I think what they were trying to do is nope. I actually don't know why they do that.
Okay, here we go. So the original rule requiring a transfer student athlete to sit out a year of competition has been eliminated in college football due to the U.S. District Court injunction in December of 2023. Temporarily blocked its enforcement, and the NCAA officially approved legislation in April 2024, permanently removed the sit-out requirement for academically eligible athletes. And
You
then
have to
there's
be
a bunch.
academic eligible.
Yeah.
That's
So,
stupid.
yeah. So there's a ton in here.
Just to let you know, Turner, when you said that the eligibility thing was like 2.4, I think it was 2 last I remember when I was in college. It was 2.
It was two. Oh, like how many times you can transfer?
No, like how many, like your GPA to stay eligible in football was a
Stupid
2.0.
Holy smokes. Get a load of this. So there's a timeline here. It started in 2021, and, laws the government and the NCAA are going back and forth on, hey, how we want to do this. There's a one-time transfer exception in 2021. In 2023, there's a federal lawsuit and subsequent preliminary injunction, whatever the hell that means, enforcing the sit-out rule. But then in May of 2024, a settlement with the U.S. Department of Justice and a coalition of states made the policy change permanent and required the NCAA to restore a year of eligibility for athletes who previously missed a year due to the old rules. This is where you get your seventh year guys. COVID, this rule, their one-time transfer exceptions, all this kind of, this is where it comes from. It came from the government. So,
Austin technically has one more year.
If he was grandfathered into that thing and he wanted to transfer another time to be, a 32-year-old quarterback in college football, whoever your oldest brother is, like, dude,
run it back.
You could do it.
Yeah.
Technically, if you're looking at it from
Drew Messamaker's record, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So if you take a guy like me, for example, like I'd redshirted my freshman year in college baseball, and then I stopped after fall season. I never entered the spring. So I could have kept playing, D3, whatever. I was like, stick with the D1 and we'll retire. But kidding. But technically, I would have redshirt freshman year, redshirt sophomore year, redshirt junior, redshirt senior, COVID, opt out for transfer for eligibility exception, and then maybe another year for medical. I could play for that'd be a total of 8 years eligibility.
And you make no money.
And I would make zero money because I'm completely uninterested.
Because he's deep.
Yeah.
Still could have played this year. This past year we just had, I technically could have played. So I had the 2023 year, and then I had one more year after that. I literally had another year.
Well, hold on. Can you also... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I had missed a game. I had missed a certain amount of games because of my Achilles that I could have appealed medically for that year and had won that appeal to have another year.
So technically, is there a grad transfer year still? So could you also do an 8th year?
Yeah.
Hold on.
If you wanted to go for your master's program? Is that still a rule?
Turner, we're running it back, baby.
No, I'm good.
Jared becomes the first player in college athletics NIL history to play 8 years of college football without accumulating a single penny.
Well, swinging the bat in an official game.
Is it his response? I do this shit for the love of the game. I don't need to get paid. Okay, so is there a grad transfer rule still? No, the specific rule that required graduate transfers or any multi-time transfers to sit out a year has been eliminated. But if the government comes back in, they can fix that for you, Chad. Yeah. You can go back.
They seem to fix everything.
Yeah, that's what's funny is all of this is related to how the government interacted with the NCAA. So, the government is what did this. And it's not, now we sound like an anti-government podcast, but I mean, technically if you are, we don't really like government. Yeah, look at us. I mean, we're pretty much as anti-government as it gets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a deer hanging over my head right now.
I have a cross in my freaking chest. Read it and weep it.
You read my shirt? says Christ
There's
is king.
6 Bibles on my bedstand right there.
I'm wearing a Christian camp shirt.
I'm wearing a cultist hat.
Well, I mean, I'm wearing a liberal school, so like I can't get away with that. But
At least it's Texas.
you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, that's wild. And so that's one of the things I think leading up into season 4. We're going to be talking a lot about things like this, doing a multi-part series. Like we're going to dissect the transfer portal. We're going to go in. Everybody's going to do their own research, and we're going to debunk the mainstream, or debunk the government in this case, of transfer portal rules, transfer portal regulations, how to fix the transfer portal, and then on top of that, the fun stuff, conference realignment, how we're going to fix the schedule. Are we going to have Army Navy in week 0? Are they going to have their exclusive window? Is that to kick off the year? Are the bowl games going to be at the beginning of the year or the end of the year? Are we going to do a 16-team playoff or a 24? Are we going to stick with the 12? Who's going to be eligible to get? Are there going to be auto bids? I mean, all these questions that you guys continuously have answers for, we plan and aim and will answer those before August.